Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Baja Don, and we're here today on this episode to talk about Bob. That's right, the bug out box, or like I say, the Chuckbox. This is one of the most wonderful inventions that I think the pioneers have come up with. This is a grab and go box in case if you have an emergency, say a California wildfire, or maybe you just want to go camping. This is a great kitchen grab and go because everything is conveniently located, everything is accessible, it's right there in case you're in a rainstorm. I've had this camp out box probably for 3 vans now, and they just fit every vehicle with no problem. This is a great way to go. Let's talk a little bit how this thing works. First of all, here's the lid. Second of all, let's talk about the upper part of it. This is just a regular white gas camp stove. You could use a propane stove. You could use any kind of stove. It works. It's wide enough to fit a combination of at least 3 or 4 different stoves. What we have here is just a regular cutting board that I cut to fit. And then underneath we have a wash basin and a pot and pan set. And some other fun stuff in there. Let's talk about the next story down here, the next shelf down. We have our camp lighter. We have our kitchen knife. We have our little art set in case you want to paint a rock somewhere. And then we also have more items here. This is our paper plates. We have the folding bucket for water, and then the skillet lid, all nestled right in there. Next, obviously, we have our camp coffee cups. Let's go to the shelf next below, shall we? Mom gave me this years ago, a nice little hatchet set, so in case you want to split a little wood for the camp that night. And then these compartments here, I want to talk about these containers. You're going to have to find them at Walmart or Kmart and match them up, double them up, and this is going to determine your shelf size. So the first container that we have here is our spices. The next one there is our silverware, our kitchen utensils, various bags, our first aid kit, our soap container, and then miscellaneous hardware. And then down below, I want to show you this. This is the cool thing. I went to the flea market and found these skillets and ground them out to where they all nestle into each other. And they all fit right inside. And this one fits like that. And this all set goes right down onto the bottom shelf. We're going to show you how to make that later. Next to that, we have a camp oven. So say you want to make some brownies or you got a surprise birthday cake you want to make, you can do that. Next to that, we have our tablecloth. And underneath, what do we have? Or above, I should say, we have our games, little toys. We have a dice game. We have playing cards, Uno, Peg. You ever play Peg? That's a fun camp game. And then next to that, we also have our aluminum foil and our skewers for our barbecue. So that's just basically what I want to talk about. Later on, we're going to describe on how to build this. All these materials you can get at your local hardware, lumber yard. This isn't anything, anything special. Piano hinge you can get from, Home Depot. And we're going to show you on how to build one for yourself. In fact, after we build one, we may just give it away or raffle it off or whatever. It's going to go to one of you folks. So let's enjoy the day. Enjoy Santa Cruz, this beautiful weather that we're having. All right, next item we're going to be pulling out and checking out is our spice rack. Come on over. All righty, the next item that we're going to talk about in the Chuckbox is our spice box. That's right. Now, years and years ago, before digital cameras, we used to have a thing called 35mm film. And those 35mm films came in these little film canisters. Well, guess what? Somebody came up with the idea of making a little shaker top for them that you can use these things for a spice container. Well, those days are gone. You can't find these tops and you can't find these film containers anymore. But what I do recommend is these little plastic bags. And you get these little bags and you can fill them up with your spices, and you can have all your assorted spices in the spice box. And you too can be the gourmet chef while you're camping. All right, the next item that we're going to check out is the hardware box. This box comes in handy more times than I could tell you. Anytime you need a little trinket or a little piece of rope or a piece of wire or a screw or whatever, you always have it in here, and it's convenient. All righty, come on over. Let's check out the miscellaneous hardware box. All this stuff fits right in this little convenient box here, and like I said, this is stuff that you're going to be using every day when you go camping. We have a little tiny hacksaw. We got the sewing owl in case you have any repairs that you need to do. A little bit of rope, a little bit of bungee. We've got sewing needles, repair tape. This right here, I gotta tell you, every camp box should have. A little bit of goop, or they call shoe goo. It refixes everything from vinyl to fabrics to leather. If you have any problems, use the shoe goo. Another thing to have in the box is a little bit of JB weld in case you have a problem with your stove. I had a leak one time in my gas cylinder, and believe it or not, I fixed it with JB weld, and it held perfectly. Other items that I have in the box are, of course, the multi-tool, little tent tighteners. Here we have a whittling knife, believe it or not, specially made for whittling. And then you have a replacement top for your coffee pot, and just all sorts of little things. Here's the little tie downs, those things for your tablecloth, how to keep it, down on the table from blowing away. And then of course I have a little bag of assorted nuts and screws and nails. And this is a hand drill that sometimes, well, you're not supposed to do this, but if you do need to drill into something and put a post, this is a perfect hand drill. And of course some rubber bands and various other items to fix your tent in case in the middle of the night something goes wrong. Another thing that I find is in some areas you find yellow jackets, and I do have a yellow jacket trap in the van, but I also have replacement attractant refills, and you got to have these attractant refills for the traps, and that way you catch your yellow jackets and keep them away from your camp and keep them out of your sight. So that's about all I got to say about my miscellaneous toolbox, but this is all the miscellaneous stuff you'll need for a good camp out. Whoops. Hormel chili, no beans. More bang for your buck. We're down here today, just south of Santa Cruz. Kind of having a little picnic on the side of the ocean here, just checking out the waves. And behind me, you'll notice this big block of whatever. It used to be a ship. It's called the cement ship. It got pulled in here a few years ago. I don't know, back in the 40s or whatever. And before that, they made a dance hall out of it, kind of a casino kind of thing. Then it just later deteriorated. Here about a year ago, had a big old storm, and it kind of collapsed that front end. Now it's gone to the birds. Alrighty folks, lunch will be ready in just a moment.
He's just doing a little...
Has everything that everything's convenient. So like I just have it on the back of the van sometimes. I'll just pull it out, put a little wooden block under it, and pop it out. That's a hospital puke bucket. And then underneath this pot, this fits all inside here. You do your dishes right there. You got your cutting board that fit the size.
Is this a level?
No, that's Mom's ashes.
Oh.
Some people ride with Jesus, I ride with Mom.
Yeah, Mom's always in the kitchen.
I got Mom by my side.